We have made it, chat. We have made it, Pat. We are here in Little Squid League number 43 Grand Finals between Pretty and Ink and Excalibur. Excalibur coming out in that previous semifinals match victorious, which came to a game 5, but we are here now to see the best of the best go at it and taking a look at Pretty and Ink's comp. They are running the same comp, and on the other side, Excalibur running their traditional comp as well. And I think an interesting interaction between these two teams is going to be that Decab versus that Octobrush duel.
Yeah, and both teams are bringing a Zcaster to the mix. We're going to see Spider-Man duels, and I can't wait. Right now, it looks like Excalibur is getting a few more splats with the tripling strike. They should be able to take control over the zone. 3 down onto Pretty and Ink. Pretty and Ink. Nobody has been able to contest them so far. Excalibur, it looks like they are doing exactly that.
Yeah, off to a good start. Excalibur now at the 75-point mark with 2 members of Pretty and Ink down. They are in a great position to defensively hold this. However, this kind of needs to be aware of the Zuka, which will take them down. And Dreamy on the side of Excalibur does have Zipcast available to try to find a pick. However, won't find much value, but it won't even matter because the rest of Excalibur are able to shut down Pretty and Ink. And now with 35 seconds left, it is looking all Excalibur. However, Pretty and Ink are now at least mounting somewhat of a push to try to contest Excalibur in the mid here.
Yep, Pretty Ink still struggling to paint the zone as Excalibur is getting in. Dreamy with the brush is getting Chew, is punishing so much. Penalty wasn't applied. Rocket, and with 25 ticks left onto the zone. Pretty Ink, they have only one more push to get in and to save the game.
Yeah, this edit just trying desperately, manages to find 2 over Keeley and just left to Dreamy and Cupid. Dreamy will go down, unfortunately, for Excalibur, but members of Excalibur are still jumping in. The count is going now. The zone is still Excalibur's, and they will get a wipeout, managing to take game 1. That was huge on the side of Excalibur for them to maintain the zone with 5 seconds left.
I mean, Excalibur, absolutely incredible there. Really, they kept control of the zone. At some point, they only had the pencil left alive. There were 3 people on the side of Pretty Ink, but Excalibur able to paint, just have that burst painting of the pencil, enough for the rest of the team to come back and get back to painting, get back to slaying. Dominance over the objective by Excalibur, opening incredibly strong. And remember, Pretty Ink until now, they had only lost 1 game, but now you can make it 2 because Excalibur has started incredibly strong.
Yeah, this just shows how great of a team that Excalibur is, setting the pace early, and key players for Excalibur in that match were Dreamy and Cupid. Dreamy just with the ability to just create so much space and get behind members of Pretty and Ink, getting multi-kills, and Cupid as well, being that key anchor, and was the only player alive for Excalibur when they went 3 down, and Keeley continued painting the zone, which allowed them to stay away from losing the point and adding on penalty points. But what a energetic way and jolt to set off this set, Pat.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Pretty Ink were not ready for that speed, were not ready for that kind of power. They've had a pretty easy run through their side of the bracket. Meanwhile, Excalibur, they've been fighting. Their previous set, their semifinals, went to a game 5. They had to fight incredibly hard to get here. Now it's the team that has a few battle scars, that is on top. That's the power of having to grow through a little bit more difficulty. And now Pretty Ink, they're the ones for the first time who have to step up their game. But I mean, we saw them in the semifinals. They were incredibly strong. I'm sure that going on to their own counterpick, they should be able to find their own pace and counter what Excalibur is doing. And they're going to go right away onto Shipshape Cargo Company for tower control.
Yeah, we just saw earlier on stream, Pat, how well Pretty and Ink just dominated Sea Dragons in that, pretty effectively snowballing off of one team fight. They were able to get mid control early and just were never able to release. So it's going to be interesting to see if they can repeat their same success against Excalibur, and it seems like if I were both teams, honestly, I would stick with the same comps because there were no
Well,
major issues. It
yeah.
was pretty balanced between the both ways, and really interestingly enough, I'm curious to see if that Tenebrella is continue to be played here as well, but that remains to be seen as we will take a quick look at these team comps. No changes on the side of Pretty in Ink, and on the other side, no major changes for Excalibur.
Yeah, and remember, Shipshape tower control, it's not just that they won on it, it was counterpicked against them, and they got the KO on it. That's how confident they can feel on it. They can win in a KO when it's their opponent's favorite map. So now, they're the ones that, now it's their counterpick now. They get to decide to go on there, and ooh, very nice slash onto the brush right there. It's not going to go for long with you down on Pretty in Ink. Right there, it looks like Excalibur is still in that fight and are getting on top of the mid. The jumps are getting called. The Tetras are able to run away and save themselves. Both teams still fighting for mid right there. It is not stopping. Here comes the Strice Rocket, but I mean, both teams dodged a bullet there.
Yeah, it is still heavily contested for this important mid control, and no team has been able to muster a push. However, with Pretty and Ink managing to take down 3 members and a delayed wipe for Excalibur, this could be what they needed as they go towards the first checkpoint, and this is a very key checkpoint to take because if they're able to take this, they're able to snowball so well, especially with this shot having Zuka available. The Zuka will go out, managing to find one in its wake, and importantly as well, the decal has that bubble for this second checkpoint hit. This could be dangerous for Excalibur.
Indeed, Pretty and Ink repeating what they did the last time they were on this map, controlling things, and with 3 down though, it looks like Excalibur is able to get the defense, is able to get the wipe out. Excalibur defending pretty strong, but now it's their turn to find the push. They need to coordinate a good push and break that checkpoint themselves.
Yeah, we're watching Dreamy now, the ace for Excalibur, the backline presence, and now with the cooler, you have to think that they will probably have the confidence now to push in with that Zipcaster to get behind the Zuka going out as well. Full kill from Dreamy there. Keely now being able to take advantage of that. The rest of the Excalibur members, Cupid and Slush, are able to rally onto that tower and take control of it now, itching to go and close the lead between these two teams. The Tetras just being such a annoyance on the side and thorn in the side of Excalibur on the side that will try to delay them a little bit. However, look at the score difference between both of these teams. It is so close.
It is close indeed, but it looks like Pretty and Ink are going to stick to their lead. 4 points is what separates these two teams, and we're only halfway through the game. There's no checkpoint 1 anymore, so any push could go so far in Rocket, and Pretty and Ink are counting on that. They activate the cooler, they want to go in, and they're already trying to get exactly there. They have taken control of that platform, holding right there with 2 down onto Excalibur. This could be a huge push for Pretty and Ink.
Yeah, this shot is pushed all the way up into Excalibur's side of the map, taking a fight with Slush. Will get traded out, however, will take one down before they fall, and Keely, though, they will not have that Zuka off a spawn, but the specials are in favor of Excalibur. Dreamy with the Zipcaster will try to go in, will try to find some value here. Is trying to go near the tower, will manage to find 1, manages to find 2 on, and trying to go for the 3rd. However, the efforts are enough for Dreamy for the rest of their team to push in. Excalibur continuing to move with this, the triple ink strike available for them as well, and this could be turned on its head pretty quickly for Excalibur. However, Pretty and Ink were able to extend their lead a little bit down to 16.
That was an incredible checkpoint by Zippy with the Decapitator. They had the big bubbler on the tower, so that allowed them to tank a lot of shots, but still the Zcaster was coming in. Everybody was getting into the bubbler. But the Decapitator was able to dance, and right now with a huge splat. That is another push for Pretty and Ink, who want to extend their lead, who want to keep control over the tower. Last minute, and Excalibur is looking at a loss as they say, but they get the splats that they want. It's just one last person. Everybody's trying to jump in, but everybody from Excalibur is ready to finish right there. Here comes Zuka and 2 down. There is no more cooler. That's going to be a good push for Excalibur. They need to make the best of it.
Yeah, they're running out of time. The 10th managing to find a good kill there. Trying to escape from the edit, however, the edit will take the camp down, and this 10th managing to find one, unfortunately, will fall into the water. And with 10 seconds left, there's just one member left for Excalibur on the mid. Dreamy and Jay will be the duelers for that. Jay will come out on top and just left to Cupid to try to maintain the tower, try to keep Excalibur in it, but it will not be enough. Pretty and Ink even things up 1-1.
And that map really worked to their strengths. That Decapitator was dancing around here, getting all the pushes and getting the checkpoints, the final checkpoint to confirm the lead, to get so much more use, so much time of Excalibur. We are now 1-1. Both of these teams have a point on the board and want to get some more. It is best of 5, and it's Excalibur's turn to choose the map and mode.
That match was basically how this set is turning out so far. Just back and forth punches between the two. Keely, I noticed between both of those players, we mentioned Jay on the decaf, getting that key triple to end Excalibur, and I believe that was off of just one charge slash too, that just able to line up all 3 players. It made him look like Fruit Ninja, like a Fruit Ninja over there, but on the opposite side as well, Dreamy was able to make some key plays for Excalibur, getting multi-kills, so that is definitely something to keep your eye on, because those 2 players can make or break their respective teams, as they are just able to create so much chaos in the back line, and they're just able to pop out of nowhere, given the weapons that they use, Decav for Jay and Octobrush for Dreamy.
Yep, it's so much, and both of these teams have the potential to create the surprise, to simply get in, lock on, get a huge push. Remember Excalibur's break over the checkpoint. Dreamy with the brush got the Zipcaster and got a double with just a few swipes of the brush. That was huge, and if Excalibur is able to repeat that kind of moves a few more times during the game, they get the victory, especially now that we go into Clam Blitz on Scorch Gorge. This is their counterpick. This is the one they want to play on. We don't see much change in terms of comp. These teams, they know what they want to play. These players, they know what weapon they like. It's all about the coordination.
I'm getting a sense of deja vu here, Pat, if I'm not mistaken. Shipshape Cargo Rainmaker game 2, Scorch Gorge Clam on game 3, but we always see this. And did you see Jay already off to a hot start, or Zippy actually is off to a hot start on the decap now, just able to create so much space with the decap. Already so far into the Excalibur side of the map, and already has Keely the big bubbler up. This could be what they need for the push, however the clans need to come in, but Keely shut down by the suction bomb there. An unfortunate spot to be in if you're on the side of Pretty Ink. However, a ball is made, so it will be a pop that will go in, and it remains to be seen if there is any follow-up on this. However, Excalibur will be able to respawn in time, regroup in time, and muster up a solid defense, so no more push to be had as the decap goes down, and so does Pretty Ink's first push.
Yep, and a push to 80 is always like a double-edged sword. You get the lead, but you give a super clamp to your opponent, you use a lot of resource just to not get that many points right there. As I say that, the fight for mid is going pretty strong. Both teams trying to get the upper hand. Dreamy getting the splat onto the heavy edit and getting another splat with that is going to give all the momentum to Excalibur. Excalibur needs to get the clams now, need to get a ball at the ready and get in. The ball is there. Now it's time to get in. The Squid Walls to get under the basket, and that's an opening over the basket. The lead is taken, and Excalibur looks pretty strong with 4 versus 2 right now.
However, Keely, there's a ball still in mid for Excalibur. They need to get this if they want to continue to extend their lead even further. Oh no, it's their Pity Clam. Yeah, I'm sorry that they still have in the back there. I was wondering to see if anybody could go back and pick it up. Unfortunately, though, Excalibur will lose some steam here on this push, going 3 down and now wiped out from Pretty and Ink. Another quick defense from the defending team. Pretty and Ink are able to get back control mid, however, they are now down significantly.
Yeah, as you said, Excalibur get a big, good lead, but they lose so much control. Pretty Ink is going to get a counter push. They already open the basket with a big bubbler on the level. The big bubbler is not going to work. Everybody from Excalibur locking on and destroying the whole area. No more points. Every time Pretty Ink gets under that basket, all they do is score a single super clown.
Yeah, and watch on this push. Dreamy is able to get a flank, managing to take out the ball carrier for Pretty and Ink. That is huge if Pretty and Ink are unable to recover that, and it will be unrecoverable as the triple Ink Strike will go out. Dreamy will now pop their special, managing to find one, trying to camp for another. And off of the back of that, the rest of the members of Excalibur will flood in. Cupid will manage to be able to be the one to pop the ball. Dreamy will unfortunately go down in the back there to Pretty and Ink. However, the push is still coming. Slush now has a bunch of clamps to throw in. Jay quick on the trade, and now Pretty and Ink are able to rally and shut that down. But again, another great push from Excalibur to extend this lead with 1:45 left.
And as you noted, Excalibur, they're still not using their PT Clam. They still have the potential to make a big push whenever they want. They have the momentum right now. Pretty and Ink need to cramp up the speed if they want to get in, and they need to turn these 7 clams into a ball if they don't want to lose it from a single fight. As I say that, Pretty and Ink going in there is going to reopen the basket. They have a lot of clams at the ready. All they need is to keep things open. The big bubbler is very far away from the basket. Here comes the strikes. They get a few more clams in. They're so close. Just one more clam. One more clam, but there's nobody left.
That was there was a staring contest between Zippy and the tent on the side of Excalibur there. Zippy was just stuck in that bubble while Azuka was just aiming down their sights, and despite all of that, they were able to still score a lot of clams, but like you mentioned, one too few. But now we're looking at 3 players down for Excalibur. This could be huge for Pretty and Ink if they're able to get another ball. This Tetris just needs one more clam and it will be popped, and there it goes. Now the clam to be followed up, and with 30 seconds left, Pretty and Ink are taking this lead late, and they are just continuing to keep up the pressure. Dreamy will manage to clean up the rest of Pretty and Ink, and so as Cupid with the ball for Excalibur's potentially final last push here, but things just changed in a matter of moments. With 15 seconds left, it is up to Excalibur's final push with 2 balls to end things.
Yep, and they are in. They don't open the basket, but they lose their player instead. This is so rough. All Pretty Ink needs to do is get a few more splats. The basket is open. They get the lead. Just 1 second left, and all they need is one clam in. Slush is going to get splatted. Pretty Ink gets a final push, but they need to run right now. They need to grab that kitty clam and run in. They have a tactical Zippy getting in there, getting one splat. Oh.
What a quick shutdown from Excalibur to end any potential overtime hit there. What a turn of events. It was so hard to tell who would get the final and last straw there. It was looking Pretty and Ink, and then it was looking Excalibur, and then potentially Pretty and Ink with another opportunity there with that decap getting that initial pick, but the quick response for Excalibur to shut all the Pretty and Ink players down. We are going to game 4, and Excalibur just 1 game away.
Yeah. And Rocket, neither team has been able to beat the other on their counterpick. If we keep going that way, Excalibur will be your champion. Pretty and Ink cannot make a mistake anymore. I mean, all of these games have been close. Pretty and Ink have been able to bring the fight onto these clams. They lost it in the last second. That was so close, but right there, Excalibur able to just go away by a few more clams.
Yeah,
There's so much. Yep.
Yeah, I was just gonna mention that on that final key push for Excalibur, Dreamy was somehow able to just sneak behind members of Pretty and Ink. I believe they were just able to pick up a clam and at least get the pop on it. Unfortunately, they did lose their life in that, but it just opened the doors for the rest of the Excalibur members to follow in, because like you were calling, Pat, the first ball carrier did go down, and they was looking dire, already down a ball and already down a player. However, just that sneaky play of the brush is something that Pretty in Ink needs to worry about. And on the other side, if you are Pretty in Ink, Dreamy has to be on your highest priority to shut
Oh
down
yeah,
because they have been so deadly in this tournament.
yeah. It's been a rough one, but Pretty in Ink, we know they can get the comeback. We know how good they are, and they choose to go on zones, on Barnacle, and Dime. Very different map, also a wide map, but we are going back into zones. We'll see how Pretty Ink is able to do on there. It's going to be a close one. I mean, these two teams have shown how explosive they can be, how powerful they can be. Barnacle, it's the kind of map where you can hold control of mid for a very, very long time if you're able to shut things down. We'll see what team is able to shut the other down.
Yeah, I think the key interaction on this map in particular with how flat the area is going to be the backline between the edit for Pretty and Ink and the pencil for Excalibur, as they're just able to command so much of a presence in such a flat area and just really dictate fights based on ink control. And looking at both of these teams, you know what they're running. They're running the same comps, of course, because they know what works for them. I'm sure that they practice it well enough. But as we see here, Pretty and Ink will manage to actually take the first half of the zone. However, Dreamy will take first strike. They're trading with Jay, and off of that, already off to a good start, managing to also take down the Fool on the Tenebrella. But quickly taking the zone back themselves, however, Excalibur with a quick response, and things are still contested in mid here.
Yeah, and a pretty big reminder that Cupid is playing bad pencil. Cupid has the longest range in that lobby. When Cupid is looking at the zone turns blue, and Pretty in Ink needs to take cover. And that's exactly what's happening right now. Excalibur is taking bad control over the zone, forcing Pretty in Ink to hide onto the side right there with the Decapitator trying to go in and missing the swipe. That's not going to work. Excalibur able to move away. Pretty in Ink still in position with that big bubble over and able to paint the zone.
Yeah, although that decap was unable to find a pick, it at the very least was able to give so much pressure to members of Excalibur. However, that Zipcaster coming from the Tetra Duel is not quite finding as much value. However, will at least at the minimum delay Excalibur's push. And off of this push, this aforementioned push, Excalibur are now in the zone potentially. However, the lead will be flipped to the side of Pretty and Ink, and I believe this is the first time that Pretty and Ink have gotten like the first lead here.
Yeah, pretty much. But right now, things are pretty even. Very nice splat by Dreamy right there. These casters are going a long way too down onto Pretty in Ink. Excalibur are holding that zone. They have no penalty left. They're gonna take the lead back.
Yeah, quick response right there, getting out of their penalty points, and Dreamy is Keely in a great spot to potentially find multiple players. We'll find one, but will respawn in short amount of time. Pretty and Ink on this retake. The edit will unfortunately go down. Zippy on the decap, not finding much value, and we are 20 seconds away from Excalibur potentially taking this if no more members of Pretty and Ink can get on it, as they are falling left, right, and center. It is just left to the decap and the edit to get into this, and with 5 seconds left, this decap will take the right side of the lane. Unfortunately, will fall to Dreamy, and that will be the series right there.
Congratulations to Excalibur. They repeated what they did on the first game of this set on Mako zones. Once they had the zone, once they had that control, they managed to keep the zone painted even when Pretty in Ink was pushing. Excalibur was painting the zone at the same time that they were fighting, which allowed them to win the fight with more paint onto the ground. They get the 3-1. They get the Little Squid League crown. They get banned from the tournament because they're too good for us now.
Yeah, but really well played from all of them. Congratulations, Cupid, Dreamy, Slush, and the Fool. You are victors of the Little Squid League, number 43, and since we know the results of it now, I want to say a shout out to Dreamy, my former teammate on Nebula. You have come a long way, and congratulations for it. I didn't want to mention it earlier because I didn't want to seem biased, but now that
Oh,
Excalibur
you
are
should have.
victors, big congratulations to you.
You should have mentioned it. Like, you can be pretty proud of your teammates. Brilliant Inc. came in incredibly strong. I mean, the dominance that they showed in the semifinals, that's a reminder of how good they are. That's how good Excalibur was. To beat Brilliant Inc. 3-1 is incredible. Really, really great work from both of these teams, and incredible little Squid League that we get to see, that we got to see Rocket, because now it's time for us to say goodbye, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. Pretty in Ink, I just want to mention, we're very huge underdogs throughout this entire tournament. So even making it to the grand finals was a great accomplishment nonetheless. But for sure, we definitely will have to say goodbye, but we have some housekeeping things to deal with. If you were to find me on the interwebs anywhere, I am at rocket_splat on Twitter and on Twitch. But enough about me. Where can the people at home find you, Pat?
You can find me on Twitter and Twitch at PatJAutumn. It's written on your screen right now. If you remove the underscores, you can find me on Blue Sky as well. And I'd like to give a big thank you to Little Squid League for having us, and a special thank you for Jub or Observer, who did a banger job today. Thank you so much, Jub. And
Yeah, well, with that, we will say goodbye to you and thank you for joining us during this Splatfest. And for anybody who is going to go play that Splatfest now, have some fun with that because we are nearing the end of Splatoon 3's live service, unfortunately, but we are still going pretty strong in this. So I wish you all a good Splatfest and good day, evening, afternoon, night, wherever you may be watching us.
yeah, thank you for watching. Bye bye.